Now that we have come out of hiding, why would we live again in the tombs we had made out of our souls? And the sundered bodies that we've reassembled with prayers and consolations? What would their torn parts be other than flesh? Now that we have tasted hope and dressed each other's wounds with the legends of our oneness, would we not prefer to close our mouths forever shut on the wine that spilled inside them? Having dreamed the same dream, having found the water behind 1,000 mirages, why would we hide from the sun again, or fear the night sky after we'd reached the ends of darkness? Live in death again after all the life of our death has given us? Listen to me, Zoya, Bender, Ajibaya, Tobruk, Nalut. Listen to me, Derna, Mosrata, Benghazi, Zintan. Listen to me, houses, alleys, courtyards, and streets that throng my veins. Someday soon, in your freed light and the shade of your proud trees, your excavated heroes will return to their thrones in your martyr squares. Lovers will hold each other's hands. I need not look far to imagine the nerves dying, rejecting the life that blood sent them. I need not look deep into my past to seek 1,000 hopeless vistas, but now that I have tasted hope, I have fallen into the embrace of my own rugged innocence. How long were my ancient days? I no longer care to count. I no longer care to measure. How bitter was the bread of bitterness? I no longer care to recall. Now that we have tasted hope, this hard-earned crust, we would sooner die than seek any other taste of life, any other way of being human. That is Now That We Have Tasted Hope by Khaled Matawa. A pretty perfect summation of what we're dealing with the Juicer Army of Liberation. And as we come back, Yakim and, wow, I gotta check my own notes some days, but as now Keef and Yakim are standing on the outside, up in a old tower with a radar dish that allows them to, not a radar dish, I'm sorry, a radio antenna that allows them to keep a good view over their quarry that Yakim has been sent out to find. The coalition states and an assembled a heavy assault recon crew have been spotted. Yakim managed to get a hold of the JAL, and I'm realizing, of course, that I need to retcon. It's the JAL. I had been forgetting, I guess, by not reading the book as much as I should have over the past few years. But as Yakim and the JAL start their communication, radio contact goes back, and he finds that his mission has been updated directly from Julian. He's now aware that the mission is to stay and report, as there is a Juicer strike force on the way. It's going to take them several days to get here, and towards the end of their last day here, or their second to last day, the coalition is on the move. So we will start here. All the threads are already updated. Our current chaos factor is at 6. So the first thing we're going to do as we start off, let's get our lucky fate dice going. All right. So first things first, let's establish what the scene's going to look like. And we're going to roll against the chaos factor of 6. That's a 2. All right, so with a 2, we are, what are we doing? With an even, it's an interrupt scene. So let's find out what the interrupt is. Scene adjustment, that is a 7. Make 2 adjustments. 7 again, we'll ignore that. 2, add a character. 4, increase in activity. Okay. So we're going to add a character, and we're going to increase the activity. Now, given kind of what's going on here, I actually think we're going to roll on the character list to find what is the character that is added. I'm not going to roll a new one right now. So we need to get a D8. That is a 4. We're going to the second. Now it's a D10. Well, that makes sense. Okay. Going to add a character, and now I'm going to roll to a random description. I'm actually going to go to a particular page here because I have an idea, something that I figured has been happening, but we're going to try it anyway. 62, that is overcome, and 22, overcome emotion. Okay. And now I'm going to ask a fake question. Keep it secret just in case. I think this is pretty likely, but is the character I think going to join about to join? 75 or below. 26. It's not a exceptional yes, but it is a yes. So, and I'm going to ask another question in my head, but you'll hear about it soon enough. Is this person doing what I suspect they are doing? Again, this is now likely. 95, no. Not an exceptional no, but it is a no. Okay. So, okay, I have an idea here. Is this person actually just reporting? 19, exceptional, yes. Oh no, just a yes. As Yakeem kind of gets a little bit of a, oh fuck, they're starting to move. Okay, we're gonna need to figure out a path. Let's keep an eye on him, and I'm gonna give him a notice roll. His notice is a D6 still. And just to make sure that I'm doing the housekeeping correctly, I'm pretty sure that I gave him an advance after the last one. So let's move to that page. And I gave him the advance of Deadshot, which means if he draws a Joker, his first or one of his attacks on that turn, the damage is doubled, which is kind of a huge thing. He's pulled Jokers quite a few times, though more have been pulled against him, but that's just luck. So notice 2 and a 3. Nope. So he doesn't notice at first. Not enough time to actually do anything. But there is a roar, a rumble of just... and a thin trail of dust. Yakeem stops what he's doing and he goes, "Is that a fucking bike?" He pulls up his rifle, peers through the scope, and Keith kind of comes up beside him. She goes, "Oh yeah, they seem to be having a visitor, don't they?" He goes, "No fucking way. I think I know that bike. There's no fucking way, but I think that's Jean-Francois." And Keith just goes, "Okay. Does that name mean something? I'm not sure that I understand just yet. Could you want to explain, or is it just going to be like another one of those mysterious things?" He goes, "No, I ran with that guy about a week ago. Didn't really know too much about him. What the fuck is he doing out here? I think we got an issue." "Oh, okay. Well, what do you think the issue might be?" "Well, I think the issue is he was in Dodge City. He may have noticed that the JAL's on the move." "Fuck me. Holy shit. He's Quebecian, right?" He could be a coalition plant." "Okay. What does that have to do with anything?" "He might have been in Dodge City. Just keep an eye on the juicers. They may actually know we're there." "Oh, fuck. Okay, this is bad. If he's there to report on the juicer movement, and he just drove all the way out here, then he probably knows he could move a lot faster than the JAL. Julian and his team wouldn't be able to get here in time, but one person on a bike knows exactly where to go. He could have just reported every movement, count numbers they could be preparing." Fuck, we got a radio again." She goes, "Well, isn't there a chance that they're going to intercept it?" And he goes, "It doesn't fucking matter. Because, well, if Julian and team are getting close, if they're going to be here just a couple days from now, they could be walking right into an ambush." All right, so here's what I'm going to do. Is there Is there any chance that this radio will work a second time to get a hold of Julian and team? I'm actually going to say unlikely, but with a chaos factor of 6, that's 15 below. That is 13. Okay, so that's it's a yes, though not an exceptional yes. And so let's give him an electronics roll, which I don't believe he is trained in. He is. It's D4. Woo! Good job, Julian. Or good job, Yakeem. Oh, both blow up. That blows up again. 8, 9. So, very quickly, Yakeem starts patching in. Yeah, this is Movement Army Ferret. Who is this? He goes, hey, this is Yakeem. I need to get a hold of Julian, or whoever's in charge of the strike force coming out here. All right. What's your message? We can relay. They're already inbound. They should be just a couple days away. Fuck. Yeah, no, tell them that they're maybe walking into a trap. We got a mole inside Dodge City. They have already reported their movements and whereabouts. If that's the case, then they know that they're coming right to them. All right. And how do you know this? Because I know the little rat fucker who may have just done it. Understood. We'll get this radio message out right away. Good hunting, Juicer. Yeah, whatever. All right, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to give Julian the First a battle roll. And I'm going to give him a D6 on this. But I'm going to give him a -2 because, well, the team's got an advanced scout. And this is going to determine how and what, if Julian gets this information, if he'll make the right call. So, yeah, that's not going to work. So, Julian, I'm going to take this as a quick note. Julian does not set up for ambush. So Yakeem just kind of... Yakeem, of course, doesn't know this. So he goes, okay. The best way we're going to have to give him equal footing. We can either take out the enforcer, or we just start cutting down numbers. Problem is, if we engage that enforcer, it's going to fucking obliterate us. I don't have anything heavier than this rifle. Might be able to take some pot shots at it, get its attention, maybe even put a couple dings into it, but by the time it finishes its first rocket salvo, there's just going to be nothing left but a fucking crater. Fuck. And he looks over and he goes, alright, well, you've been a fucking mistress of surprises. Tell me you got something. Let's see. She has flaming sword and some frag grenades that she had jury-rigged into a 2 laser pistols, a flaming sword, and 2 frag grenades. So she just kind of I feasibly could. I could, but yeah, that's not going to be that great. I mean, a couple grenades, your gun's probably going to do more. Okay, here's what we can do. How good are you at keeping quiet and keeping stealthy? She goes, I've snuck around my camper too before. He goes, alright. If we can do this, if we can pull this off, maybe what we can do is go in there and grab one of the heavy weapons before they notice. Okay, that's fucking dumb. As soon as they find out that a heavy weapon's missing, this is a coalition we're talking about. These are some just run-of-the-mill bandits who just happened to find a grenade launcher, didn't blow their dicks off. She goes, no, I know. It's coalition states. We're kind of lucky, or it could be so kind as to them actually blow their dicks off, but somebody's got to do it. Okay, but they have dog boys. You said they're Psy stalkers. They're going to sense me as soon as I walk into the gates. You're fucking right. Fuck, you're fucking right. Okay. Okay, so the best thing then. I hate parting with this thing. I almost lost it once, but here. And he unslings his J9, hands it over to her. Goes, okay, you need to be Overwatch. You stay back. I've got my pistol. I've got my short sword. I might be able to just get in, grab something, and get out. She goes, are you fucking kidding? There's no goddamn way. He goes, no, there's a way. And just hope it doesn't kill me in the goddamn process. So, let's see here. Well, when should we do this? He goes, as soon as fucking possible. This is gonna suck. So I'm gonna ask a fate question here. What would be my fate question? I want to ask something, right? Let's see. 1 out of every 6 has a heavy weapon. So I'm going to pull up the... where is it? Savage Foes of North America. And we're going to take a look. What is the average disbursement of heavy weapons? Sorry about that. Just took a minute to flip to the right page. No, it doesn't say. I remember it saying that somewhere. Maybe I'm just thinking of the classic riffs. But there was a percentile of who carried heavy weapons. So we'll see here. We will say it's going to be 1 in 10, and we've got exactly 10 grunts, so at least one of them's carrying a heavy weapon. Let's ask the fate question then. Is it the CR1 rocket launcher? 84, it is not. So I'm going to say then it is the C27 plasma cannon. A wonderfully deadly weapon designed to fire bursts of high impact, incredibly hot plasma bolts. It does mega damage, it burns as it catches on fire, but it's relatively short range of 20, 40, 80. It does 3d12 plus 3 damage. Rate of fire of 1, no armor piercing, 10 shots. However, the fact that it can do such high levels of mega damage and catch things on fire, that would be particularly brutal against a bunch of juicers. So I'll write that down real quick. That 1 CS carries a plasma rifle. So, shit. All right. So a plasma rifle against a giant fucking robot with no extra armor piercing. That might suck a little bit, but you know what? He took out a Samus with a grenade, so it counts for something. I don't have one of those printed out, so I will just make do. Okay, so that scene, we're going to close that scene out. I'm going to move the chaos factor up because the complete lack and the fact that Jean-Francois might be in there. Now, we will test the scene before we ask the next question. It's a 3, which means not an interrupt, but a slight alteration. What is that alteration? Let's go to the scene adjustment table. Remove a character. Okay, which character are we removing? Alright, 3 to 4. It's not a 1. Okay, new character. Well, I guess that kind of makes sense. Okay, so we come in as Yakeem unslings these weapons, and he just, all right, Oh, I've got to go into a fucking layout. I'm going to get on shortwave. I'll try to keep you in my ear the entire time. You got one? She goes, no, I don't. I usually just kind of operate alone, and trust me, there's enough voices in my head. I usually don't need another one. I don't have a spare, so, okay. Well, I guess just keep an eye open, and if you see someone coming up behind me, try to aim for their head. And if it looks like they're about to get on top of me, I guess just aim for mine. She goes, that's not funny. He goes, sorry, that's just kind of shit that we say. All right, no. Here we go. He starts climbing down. The way down's a lot easier than the way up. And as he, especially unencumbered by his long rifle, he climbs all the way down. As far away as they are, of course, he's got to take a relatively circuitous approach. So we're going to roll and ask, what is the likelihood that they have a ranged patrol that might intercept him? I'm going to say it's unlikely given the fact that they are... Okay, let me rephrase that question. Are they blind to the approach, given the fact that they are preparing to go on the move? So I'm going to say that it's likely that they are unprepared. So it's an 85 or below. That is a 51, so yeah. And so Yakeem begins to stalk up, going low, and I'm going to give him his stealth D6. That's good that he's got the wild die. So he begins to approach low, just incredibly low to the ground, almost at times trying to blend into any tall grasses. But as he comes up, he tries to make his way. The initial line that's in front of him, though, this is going to be... I'm going to do this as a dramatic task, because the standard coalition protocol is that the Scalabots would be the first line of defense, and then after that they would have dog boys before you even get to your first even mutant human. So, and the problem here is Scalabots. They don't sleep. They don't eat. They don't get hungry. They don't get tired. They don't get bored. They're never playing cards. One of them's never drunk. So, we are going to go, let's see. I printed out a couple of handy dandy cards just the way I had something for quick referencing. The only thing I didn't actually print out, though, was the Scalabots, which for most entry-level like adventures against the Coalition, those are the kind of like brute force that you have to get through first. The truth is, the Scalabots, they are fucking tough. So it's D4. It's a notice roll of a D6, and I'm gonna roll with a wild die. No, actually, he rolled, yeah. So as he begins to approach, he gets up to his first real issue. They're not going to be rolling against him. Instead, I'm going to take the notice rolls for the creatures and add or remove a penalty from him. Construct fear +4 to notice checks. So I'm actually going to say, so we're going to go right into shuffling some cards. I'm going to shuffle out some action cards here for Yakeem. And we're going to do one for Keith as well. Alright. First card. King of Diamonds. Excellent. For Keith, King of Spades. One of these days I'll remember if it is clubs or spades that causes the issue with... I'm pretty sure it's clubs, but... let's find out, huh? Where are you, dramatic tasks? Okay, Adventure Toolkit. Mass Battles, Interludes. Chases. Which are always fun, though Kind of got his ass kicked the first couple of times that he did those. Oh, why do I not have this bookmarked? Okay. Complications. If it's a club, yep, that's a spade. We are good. But, so we're going to start. I'm going to give Keefe her notice roll first to see if she keeps an eye out. Her notice is a D6. That's a 3, so that's one failure. Now we're going to go over to Yakeem. I'm going to give him, this is going to be a -4 on this task to sneak through the Skelebats. It's a good thing that blew up. Thank you, Wild Die. So 6 minus 4 is 2, plus 2, it is 1 success. So as I'll go ahead and put that chip there. As Yakeem begins to stalk forward, Keefe has a little bit of an issue even in sighting him. There's movement as he begins to pass through. Some of the Skelebots turn as though they are tracking something, but then quickly dissipate. 2 of them go back onto a pre-programmed patrol, but 16 of them is a lot. But Yakeem suddenly reappears on the far side. He moves forward with the stealth. So we're going to need some more successes than that very, very soon. But as he comes up, the dog boys, of course, some of them standing around, heavy armor, long rifles in hand. One of them crouches down and begins to gnaw on his back leg, trying to get an itch out. Their major abilities, they have a D8 to notice. And, let's see, I'm pretty sure that they get a special bonus using scent. Coalition. Dog Boy Soldiers, they get +2 on notice and survival checks where smell or sound come into play. So, of course, this is now going to be a -2 to Yakeem's stealth roll. We're going to start with Keefe's notice roll. Blows up. 12. 15 minus 2. Okay. Well, that is 15 minus 2 divided by 4. It wouldn't be 4, it's 3. So it's 3 successes. That definitely helps. We're now at 4 successes total for it. Yakeem, though, goes for his... I need to... What am I doing? I forgot a deal. Spade and hearts. Okay. Whew. Now Yakeem's going to try his stealth roll again. This is a -2 instead of a -4. Please be lucky. 5 minus 3. I'm going to spend a Benny. That's too important. 4 and a 4. That's a good risk that he's... So that is a failure. Fortunately, as one of the dog boys begins to... I smell something. And Yakeem stops where he is. And he turns around, and suddenly there is a tiny, almost imperceptible red light. The dog boy himself, of course, isn't aware of it, but Yakeem takes a moment to spot it. And then suddenly turns off, turns on, turns off, turns on. And he realizes it's a count. And he waits. Suddenly... One of the side stalkers comes over. He goes, "What's the matter there, boy?" "I smell something." The side stalker starts lifting its nostrils. The albino skin, lack of hair, just seems to glint in the sun a little bit. He goes, "I don't taste anything. Why don't you get back on patrol? I will take a look." And Dog Boy just goes, "Okay." And begins to stalk off, still nose occasionally driving down a little bit. He, "I don't like this." All right, so we are at 4 successes. Now, Yakeem gets to the center portion. The tents themselves have been stripped, but they are still in the process of packing up. There's a lot of gear to get loaded up. And as Akeem comes forward, let's do 10 of hearts, no clubs. Woo! Yay! All right, Keith. It's a 4. It's success. Coalition grunts don't have any special abilities, so there's no modifications to this. So that gives them 1 success right there. I need to get 1 more success for Akeem to get in to find this heavy weapon. A 3 and a 2. No. Gotta spend that bunny. Gotta spend the Benny. Oh, fuck. As that's a failure. It's a 3 and 1. The challenge has failed. All of his bennies spent. As Akeem starts stepping forward, he realizes, he's like, fuck. They packed it up already. Oh, shit. Okay. I gotta figure out how to get out of here now. Or I gotta find the guy who's got it. Oh, fuck. Let's see. We're gonna roll something here. I'm gonna ask the question. Is the coalition soldier who is carrying the plasma rifle nearby? It's a larger group. But we're gonna roll and we're gonna say it's unlikely, but still with a chaos factor of 7, that's 65. It's an 82. Shit, it's not nearby. It goes, okay. Fuck. Well, if I can't get that heavy weapon, I guess I gotta start sabotaging shit. Okay. I think I'm gonna have to go. Oh. Now, as a GM, I would question if this is a good idea or not. As a player, I would want nothing more. So I will leave it to fate. And I'm going to ask a 50-50 question. Can I go back and mulligan a choice I made? 79. 50-50? Nope. All right. And this is the Savage portion of Savage Worlds. Because what I forgot is, of course, I could have used burn die. Stealth is a agility-based check, and I'm now hesitant about using burn dice, but that's exactly when you need to use it. But I'm not going to go back on my own word, so we'll keep moving forward. And instead, Akeem just goes, well, if I can't take that out, then I got to go take out the pilot for the UAR. This is going to suck. Okay. So I'm going to give him... we're going to do a survival check. Actually, no, I'm going to give him common knowledge first. Can he tell the difference in coalition armor styles to find the pilot? While die blows up. It's an 8, so that's with a raise. When the fuck was that earlier, huh? And he goes, alright, these fucknuts are all about pomp and circumstance, so I'm sure I'm going to be able to find whichever one of these jack-offs is actually piloting the thing. So, alright, now I'm going to give him a survival roll. Given the fact that he has a raise, I'm not going to put any penalties on it. And I'm going to give him survival check to see if he can find the person. He goes stalking through the camp. That blows up. It's an 11. Akeem starts moving through, deadly quiet. I'm going to give him another stealth check. I'm going to give him a +2, given that survival roll, though. Which is good, because that was a 3, so he moves through quietly. He starts stalking section to section. There's places where the weapon crates are just left, as one of the coalition soldiers comes over and is like, let's get some of the Scarlet over here and start picking these up. The modulated voice suddenly winks out. Another soldier who comes over, his helmet off. dark skin, tight crew cut haircut. And he just kind of leans over on one of them and goes, "Hey, why the fuck wouldn't we just have him carry all this shit?" And the first one takes his helmet off and he goes, "Man, you know what happens if one of those things break? Goddamn brass is going to come down right on us. And now it's going to be coming out of my fucking paycheck. Because if they're going to break, I want, an officer to give an order and get one of them shot up." He goes, "Well, fuck it. Like, what if we just tell them that somebody did shoot it up? Who the fuck do you think we're fighting? We got juicers on the way, man. No. They're going to blow up the first few rows. They're going to get through all the Skelelots, no problem. They're going to get to the dog boys. Our best bet is just to make sure we hide behind old Bertha over there." He goes, "Oh, well, I didn't even quite think of that." He goes, "Well, no shit. Now, fucking radio over to get the Skelelots to come over here and pick these fucking things up. And then you and I go sit over there, play some cards." "All right." And Yakeem stalks around the other side. Yeah, looks over and there's a couple sitting over on a couple of crates. Not much more than like maybe 20 yards from the power down UAR Enforcer. This giant robot, as weapon ridden as it is a monstrosity. And the skeletal head, even when powered down, is a thing of true nightmares. The eyes themselves are larger than the torso of most people. And in its powered off state, it's kind of in a squat. Its rear end just pivoted to a single hinge, the knees bent up underneath its arms, and an open access panel directly on its chest. You climb from the foot up to the knee, and then from the handholds you move over to the center access point, in which you can get into the pilot's compartment and the co-gunner's compartment. The two of these soldiers, though, they have specialized armor on, larger pauldrons, some of them kind of swept sideways, and then an emblem where the badge normally is that shows the same face as the UAR Enforcer. And as Yakeem comes closer, we're going to give him a stealth check versus their notice roll. I'm going to give them a -2 on their notice roll, given the fact that they are effectively distracted. So here's Yakeem's stealth. 1 and a 4, okay. And then a notice roll of where's the pilot? I thought I had the pilot out. All right, back to the book. When in doubt, reference the book, because what you print out may not be right at hand. Military Junior. Who normally pilots these things? You are Enforcer Pilot. They have a notice of a D6. Yakeem, you are a lucky fuck. They rolled a 5, but given their -2 from being distracted, they are actually at a 3 versus his 4. So Yakeem, I'm going to say he gets the drop on him if he wants it. He comes up, and as he gets his first approach, he looks, the ion pistol itself actually makes a little bit of a noise. But the other thing that he knows too is that really, unless you are very, very careful, melee weapons, the idea of a dagger, a knife, or something in the dark being the silent way to take somebody out, that's not true. People have a tendency of screaming when they're getting stabbed. Now, this is not a normal weapon. What Yakeem's got in his hand right now is a vibro short sword. Absolutely brutal weapon, as we've seen. And he is going to very quietly draw it from its sheath. His finger waiting to press the power button. He knows that as soon as he turns it on, there's just a faint sound, faint enough that somebody might pick it up. He's going to approach, and we're going to draw some initiative, and it's going to be him versus these two. All right, Yakeem, the 4, which upgrades to the king, and then, all right, they get the ace. That's not good. Yakeem draws up behind him. The pilot's a little distracted. I'm going to give him, as an action, he's going to take another notice roll. Distracted, it's -2. So that's a 2, so that's a failure. And he's just like, well, you think, hey partner, you think we're going to be getting up any action anytime soon? I'm getting tired of fucking waiting. And his co-pilot just goes, don't ask for it so quickly. No, don't you know, of course, that, these are juices that are coming up here. He goes, what the fuck does that mean? I can kick their ass in Newtown or kicking their ass here. He goes, you might be misremembering your history there. We did not win Newtown. He goes, no, but we killed a lot of them. That counts for something. And as Yakeem comes forward, he is going to, let's see, his fighting roll. It's a D8. He gets a +4 to the attack, and if he hits, he gets +4 to damage. And in addition, he's going to take, he is going to take 2 attacks. So it's a -2, so he only gets a +2 to these rolls. That blows up. That's a 14 to hit, +2. It's a 16 to hit. Yeah, it's going to be a hit with a raise. I don't think their parry is going to be that high. Parry's a 6. All right. So attack number 1. That is a D8 plus his strength, which is a D10. +4 for the getting the drop. And 10 armor piercing, which is enough to just completely ignore his armor. So he's got a toughness of 8. All right, so let's see. 9, 17, 21. He steps in at just the right moment. Yakeem, well, let's roll. Let's just go ahead and get all these rolls out. So the other one's a fighting roll. That blows up. It's a 15 to hit. Let's see, D8 plus D10. 15, 19. Yeah. Yakeem stalks forward. And he lashes out quickly. He recognizes that he's got to be able to take them both down very, very fast. As the blade comes out, he puts it up, holds it just where he's expecting this guy's going to sit, and flicks the button just as he begins to push forward. The Vibro short sword slips in, cutting through the ceramic and steel that make up this Coalition Dead Boy armor. It slices just between the 3rd and 4th vertebrae on the left-hand side, and the Vibro short sword immediately bursts this guy's heart. He just and drops forward. As the pilot turns, he looks over as Yakeem is already swinging the sword directly towards his head. It cuts through diagonally from chin up through the ear, and the two pieces slide off with still an expression of just pure shock. Yakeem stops, the blood already beginning to burn off of the Vibro short sword, wreath sheaths, and then looks up at this UAR enforcer. Starts looking around. I'm going to give him a notice roll. That's a 5. I'm going to ask a fate question. We're going to give it unlikely, given the fact that he just succeeded his... given the fact that he just succeeded his notice check, we're going to ask the unlikely question, which is still a 65 or below. Did anyone notice? So here we want to roll high for Yakeem's benefit. A 97. So exceptional no. Not only did nobody notice, we're going to say that actually right now they were tucked away. the Enforcer themselves blocking vision to the rest of the camp. Damn, that is some fucking lucky shit. And Yakeem managed to take them both out without a single soul noticing. 2 dead pilots. Yakeem quickly begins to go through some of their gear, and each one of them has 2 frag grenades. And he thinks, he goes, I might be able to do something about this. Is this a good idea or a bad idea? Well, fuck it. There's only one way to find out. And he grabs all 4 grenades. I'm going to give him... What would this be? Normally, throwing grenades is an athletics check. I'm going to give him a repair roll to see if he can jury rig up effectively a timed bomb of these things to put into the Enforcer, just to make sure it is completely out of commission. It's a 3 and a 3. Let's go to a fate question then. Does Yakeem make a frag grenade bomb that is going to blow up either way too soon or way too late? Given the fact that he failed, I'm going to call this one likely. Just an 85. 75, yeah. Nope. Yakeem, of course, just barely getting into the repairing cars phase, decides, of course, that he's going to fuck around to try to find out if he can actually build a frag grenade time bomb. And he doesn't quite know what he's doing. Of course he doesn't, right? He's used grenades, he's thrown grenades, but jury rigging something like this is something totally different. So he just kind of starts putting them in, starts linking up a little bit of wire to the small, there's just a tiny sliver of a place where you can slip some copper wiring in. And as he goes to jump out, he goes, all right, well, that should... The frag grenades go off. Let's see, each frag grenade is 5d6. It's mega damage, but what I'm going to say here is one grenade is 5d6. We'll just add on a d6 worth of damage for each additional one, because it's actually kind of how it would work. So 5, 6, 7, 8d6. To the pit o' dice. What do we say? 8d6. I've got 5, 6, 7, 8. Rattle, rattle, rattle for me, babies. All right. So, math is hard. So we've got 2 die exploding. So we'll do those. That becomes 10, 14, 17, 19... 22. 22 is 27. 27 plus 5 is 33. 33 points of fragmentation explosive damage. It rips through, and let's take a look at the stats for this coalition. Toughness of 46. It rips apart the pilot's compartment, and that is about it. A smoldering, just kind of cavity, smoke begins to pour out, but the form itself is undamaged. This hulking bot now just has black smoke coming out, and of course, the next issue is Yakeem very much so let everyone know that there is something going on over here. So now, let's go back over to... Well, now we don't really know about Keefe, so we're just going to give her a notice roll for... she notices as the explosion goes off, and there's just this... Oh, what the fuck? The fuck is he doing? I thought he... Oh, shit. So she starts kind of looking around, seeing if she can find him, and it takes a few minutes later, and she spots him. Now, we're going to go to our next scene here. He had some really good lucky rolls. He did manage to take out the pilots pretty quick, so I'm going to drop the chaos factor down to 6. That said, we're going to test the scene. 7, that's above, so the scene continues as forward. My assumption is, and we'll do a fate check of very likely, does this put the entire base on alert? It's 85 and above. It's a 42. Oh yeah. Base is on high fucking alert. An explosion comes through. And then the radio and the one surviving, or the one pilot who didn't get his head cut in half, just kind of crackles to life. Report. UAR 1, report. Big Bertha, report. Assuming something has gone wrong, sending recon. All right, so now Yakeem in a full alert base. He's gonna. Oh shit. Okay, that didn't fucking work. Well, it did work, but it didn't work. And he's going to roll a stealth check. And now I'm actually going to say this is going to be a -2 for him to be able to try to get out. As the entire place is now on alert, and he's going to have to pretty much go back through everything. Well, that explodes. It's an 8 minus 2. It's a 6, so it's not with a raise, but he does start going. And the coalition troops, 2, yeah. He gets back out through the initial wave as the soldiers who are closest begin to burst forward, trying to find out what's going on. And we're going to go back into a new dramatic task. Upgrades for him. So it's Queen of Spades. But Keefe now has a club, which means that if she does anything and fails, first off, anything she does is a -6 or a -2. Plus, if she fails, the entire thing fails. She could tip the entire game here for them. So she... Fuck. Okay, this is bad. Keefe just kind of pulls the rifle out. She begins scanning around. She sees one of them getting a little close. And I'm going to say she pulls the trigger. So this is a D10 -2. And let's say given range, I think it'd be another -2. So it's a -4 on a D10 roll for shooting. Is that a 6? Shit. Oh no, it's a 9. Okay. Whew. So 9 minus 4 is a 5. She opens and fires, and suddenly one of the troops starts running forward, starts glancing around, and then suddenly just drops dead. A cinder-sized hole burned through his chest. Yakeem, so that counts as 1 success for her. So we've got 2, but Yakeem now has to get back through the dog boys, and so this is a -2 roll with another -2. No bennies left. This doesn't look well. Oh, that blows up again. 6, 7. It's a 4, or it's a 3. He needs a 4, so I'm going to throw in a burn die. So that's another 4, so it's an 8 total. So that's with a raise. His heightened senses suddenly kick on. Oh, I'm going to draw cards. Why do I forget to draw cards? Okay, another one drew a club. And as Yakeem suddenly feels that kick, just, oh yeah. And as he crouches down, he keeps the pistol in his hand, but suddenly the dog boys burst through in the other direction. One of them lifts his snout, and the Psy Stalker slaps him in the head and just, keep going. The dogs themselves keep bounding forward, each one of them running through, but now there's the Skelelots to get through. So let's draw the next card. It's a 3, which upgrades to an ace. Very good. And the Jack, no clubs. Excellent. I didn't give Keefe her roll. She's going to try to shoot another one. It's an 8. That's with a raise. So we are now just 2 successes away from getting out of this. But this is at a -4. So here is the stealth roll from Yakeem. A 3 and a 4. No. So that's a 0. I'm going to throw the burn die on and just hope. Come on, 5 or 6. What did I need? -4 brings it down. He rolled a 4 on his burn die. That's 1 success. Okay. There is just this pulse in his body. He can feel it. Even the Skelebots are moving slowly. Everybody else seems like they're moving like molasses, and he is just moving at the speed of light. It's such a high feeling he has. He steps forward. One of them begins to lift its foot. Before it even puts it down, he's another 6 yards away from it. One of them starts blinking as though the sensors are kicking on, but before they know it, he has just run straight past him, faster than anybody we've seen in our lifetimes. Usain Bolt has nothing on a juicer at the full kick. Seeing these Skelebots, though, we're going to give Keith another shot. She needs to get 1 success here, and they will succeed the entire thing. That's a 4, so good job, Keith. Woo! Earning that pay that you didn't get. The Skelebot, as its sensor panel begins to just go nuts, suddenly it turns its head, and then there is just, right where the sensors are blinking, right in the middle center chest, there's just a hole. It begins to spark before the body just, and it dies standing up. Yakeem is halfway back to the radio tower before the juice finally begins to wear down. He kind of sags for a little bit and just, okay, fuck. He looks up at the radar tower, or the radio tower, and just like, all right, well, I think it's time for us to get the fuck out of here. Begins to climb up, in a little bit of a panic, and meets Keith on her way down, all of their gear on her back. He goes, oh, good girl. All right, come on. Let's get the fuck out of here. She goes, oh, no shit. And so let's go ahead and count off these numbers. There's now 2 fewer grunts. Technically 4, so that puts them down to 6. And only 15 Skelebots. But the most important number is no pilots for the UAR Combat Enforcer. Okay, that was a little bit of that was kind of intense. All right, but they had control over that the entire time. I don't feel like they're out of control, so the chaos factor is going to go down to 5. Cool. And now, move right in. Let's roll a d10 to find out. What am I expecting from this next scene? I'm expecting that it's going to roil like a kicked over anthill. So as they do, taking those counters away, the entire camp is now in panic. Nobody knows what's going on. We're going to say that without the enforcer, they're actually going to stay put and try to entrench here. That's 9. So yeah, Yakeem and Keith, they start moving forward, trying to find another spot in which they can keep a view. Let's give him a survival check, just to make sure that he's got I'm pretty sure I said he's got a D6. 2 and a 1. Nope. So Yakeem tries to start finding another spot to keep an eye on him, but of course, coming down from such a beautiful vantage point and with the anthill getting kicked over, the best they can find is just enough to maybe see some of the kind of like break in nature that occurs. They can't get the count. They have no idea what they're doing to set up, which means, of course, they won't be able to tell Julian. But by that same token, they can't get back to the radio tower. This may be kind of a place where they need to set up, and Yakeem just kind of turns to Keith. Well, okay, I at least took out the fucking robot, so that is a major force impact for them. You know, maybe Julian's bringing enough folks. I don't know. I gave him exact counts, but the good news is at least that robot, which should be out of commission unless they fucking bring in a pilot. And Keith goes, oh, don't you think that they're going to immediately radio back that they just had some form of infiltration? They may be digging in over there, but they're going to be preparing as though they're already here. You may have put the kind of fear of paranoia in them, but the worst thing that you can always do is make them feel like they're backed into a corner, and you just made them feel like they're backed into a fucking corner. You took out their heaviest gun, and you did it without getting caught? He goes, yeah, well, I'm pretty goddamn good. You're pretty good at that rifle, too. She goes, yeah, and they are going to be hunting for you. Yeah, I know. Well, I don't think they're going to be going. They're not going to be moving out tonight. Maybe we at least bought some time for Julian to get here. Maybe we help break up their ambush and they're going to get an ambush. I don't know. But, I hope it helps. She goes, well, we may need to run aground before you find out what happens with Julian. Yeah. Fuck. This is why I need to restock grenades before I leave. She goes, I saw what you did with the grenades. You should probably have timed them a little bit better. He goes, I know, I was in a rush. So, we're going to ask a fake question here. The fake question is, 50-50. Are the coalition troops... actually, no, this isn't so much a fake question. I'm going to look at the junior officer stats. What do they have for the battle? D8. I'm going to roll D8 to see, does this change? Do they get a better idea for what to do? It's a 2. Panic strikes the camp a little bit. The officer in charge starts barking out orders. And, of course, Yakeem doesn't know this, but we're getting kind of like the movie theater view. He's walking around, the close-cropped blonde hair and the new dead boy armor kind of mark him aside as an obvious junior officer. He goes, I want to know exactly what the fuck happened. We don't know. We had indications there may have been somebody who got through the... No fucking shit, somebody got through the breach. No. What I need to know is, do we have somebody in the camp that is already doing this? Do we have a traitor? Where is he? He's still here. Well, actually, let's ask the fake question. 50-50, is Jean Francois still there? 21. Yeah, he's still here. He goes, bring me the Quebecy. The Quebecian. Sorry. I kind of trailed off there. Realized it didn't sound quite right. Bring me the Quebecian. Yes, sir. And they come back and... What is the matter here? You let somebody come in, yeah, and they fucking butchered your men, and you're going to be blaming me? I have been loyal CS for this entire time. I do not care what my government does. He goes, I know, but you've been contaminated with them. You've been living out there, high on the hog, coalition credits coming into your pocket every month. So tell me, would you have done this? How would you have done this? He goes, do I look like the type that would have butchered 2 of your men so quickly? And so we're going to give Jean-Francois here, let's give him a persuasion of a D10 roll. That is an 8 versus a spirit of D8. Nope. The officer just kind of looks him up and down and goes, so you're telling me that you didn't have anything to do with this? Jean-Francois, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. You get some of your men butchered, yeah? You have a ghost in your midst, you come and blame it on me? He goes, no, I gave you the information you were looking for. I told you that the juices would be on their way. I think if anything, you still owe me. He goes, fine, go back to your fucking tent. Jean-Francois goes, go back to your tent. And then stalks off. Let's see. No, that's a fake question. That's not a... I can't think of the skill that would actually allow me to roll that. So we're just going to ask a fake question instead. Is the JAL that much closer? We're going to say it's likely. It's 65, 59. Yeah. Yakeem just kind of... if I'm going to guess, they're probably still a day out. But, you know, I haven't seen or heard them move on. No, neither have I. Do you want to try to get closer? I'm going to ask this as a fake question too. Will Yakeem try to actually get closer to scout this group out? I'm going to say it's a 50-50 because I don't know. 81. He goes, no, I've done enough damage. I need to just stay back, right? Stay out of the way. Hopefully, you know, once we know that Julian's got his forces here, maybe we jump in. Yeah, no, I think that would be a good idea. So, we are going to ask the last fake question before this happens. Julian, being less than a day away, is he actually bringing a force that would be comparable? I don't know, it's 50-50. Julian's kind of an arrogant guy. He may think he can get away with fewer folks, but, you know, this is a fucking coalition army, and they had a UAR, though they're not aware that it's down. So I'm going to say 50-50. Julian's actually bringing enough force to be at least an equal force multiplier. 21. Yeah, he is bringing enough. So we are going to start a mass battle here. Mass battles have a very fascinating rule. So we are going to say that they... let's get to the mass battle section. Because I haven't actually run one of these, but, you know, I've read the rules more than a couple times. I am theoretically capable of reading about physics, but I may not be a theoretical physicist. Gear, rules, optional rules. No, we want mass combat. Dramatic tasks, mass battles. Here we go. To start, give the larger or more powerful army 10 force tokens. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 8, 9, 10. Okay. Give the opposing army a proportional number of tokens. So if we are talking about 21, 27... let's see. I'm going to say that Julian is bringing a force that is capable of taking on this group, but that's not an exact number. It's not 27 juicers. They may not even have 27 juicers to actually catch them. But what I am going to say is I'm going to give them 6. I'm going to give them 6 tokens in comparison, which would put them at... There's 27 coalition forces, and so each token represents 2.7. 2.7 times 6 is 12. So Julian is bringing 15 juicers with him. Now, he's anticipating that they're going to have a little bit of a hard fight. But what that also means to Julian is, well, 15 juicers, but they may be coming, you know, maybe a combination of Titan juicers. Maybe they're using some Hyperion juicers who are particularly adept at using vehicles like high-speed bikes and hover bikes and the like. So we're going to say that they are going to gain a force bonus that makes up, which means that they get a +4 for each point of advantage. So the JAL gets a +4 on their rolls. But the... Oh no, that's for the force bonus. I'm doing that wrong. Tactical bonus. I'm going to give the JAL +2, but the coalition gets a +4 4 due to the numbers. Now, so the way that this works, okay. So, Yakeem, he's going to act as kind of a part of the character in the mass battle here. He is going to roll a support roll on one of his skills to try to help Julian out during this combat. The junior officer has a D8 in battle. And Julian, we said, has a D6. So, knowing this, of course, Yakeem is going to try to roll some support. In the first round of this fight, as it starts coming up, there's a screeching noise as a couple of high-speed hover bikes begin coming into view. Advanced scouts that fly over the coalition states. Yakeem takes that automatically as being, well, Julian's never one for the element of surprise, but, when your body speeds up faster than anyone else's, fuck does surprise mean? He's about to hit him. And so he goes, well, now's the time. Keith looks over and goes, why the fuck am I in this with you again? He goes, why? Because I think you're kind of addicted to the danger. She goes, well, I'm the crazy one, but you're fucking nuts. So, Yakeem is going to, his fighting is a D8, his shooting is a D10, so I'm going to let him do a support roll with his shooting. So each success is going to grant an additional +1 to Julian. So that's 5, so gets a +1. So that's going to give him +3 to this roll for just this turn. But Yakeem takes a bump and bruise, so he takes 1 point of fatigue. Why do I put these things so far away from me? Wounded. Shaken. Nope. Fatigued. And I'm going to let Keith do one too. She kind of counts here. So she's going to do a fighting roll. She's going to jump right into it and get into the mix. But that's 6. So she takes a point of fatigue, but she grants another +1. So it is now a D6 for... it's a D6 for Julian and then a D8 for this junior coalition. They're effectively equaling each other out, so I'm not going to add their pluses to it. Just whoever rolls the highest. Oh, shit. The first round of fighting. It is a 1 point difference. So, the victor loses 1 force token, and the defeated loses 2. Okay. The first round of fighting is brutal. The juices come bounding in. A couple of them with heavy weapons and just begin to try to spray as quick as they can. The first row of some of the Skelelots goes down pretty quickly, but they begin to return fire, knocking some of the flyers out of the sky as Yakeem starts trying to pick off and snipe as many as he can. It's an exhausting fight. Yakeem finds himself reloading one of his E-clips pretty quickly, and then keeps firing again and again, trying to pull that trigger as fast as he can, try to take down as many as they can. But after 12 hours, or I wouldn't even say 12 hours, let's say first combat, the first real fight kicks on, and then they find themselves forced into a retreat 2 hours later. Yakeem, not quite sure, tries to come in, just, oh, fuck. Okay, well, we need to keep going. So we're going to go into the next round of this. So It kind of resets. Now, the coalition actually has an even higher... Actually, I'm sorry. We need to do a morale check. After an army loses one or more force tokens, they have to make the leader rolls a spirit modified by these circumstances. So the leader of the coalition has to make a spirit check at -1 because it lost 1 force token. Oh, shit. Okay. Failure means he loses control. The army is defeated but conducts an orderly retreat. Let's give Julian, I'm going to say he's got a D8 as well. He lost 2 tokens. Okay. How can they both retreat? Well, they both retreat. Both groups begin to fall back. Yakeem catches up pretty quickly. Let's actually ask the question. I thought I actually asked this last time. I'm going to say that I don't believe that Julian would actually join this particular fight. But, the soldier that he sent along in his place comes up and goes, "Hey, man, are you Yakeem?" "Yeah, hey, I don't think we've ever met." He goes, "Oh, no. But, Julian speaks really highly of you." He goes, "Oh, yeah? Well, what's your name there, son?" And let's find the right dice. A 19. Del 86. Del time. He goes, "Oh, hey, you can call me Del time." He goes, "Is that like a code name or something?" He goes, "Yeah, we could say that." "All right, well, Del time, what the fuck's going on?" He goes, "We were expecting that the UAR enforcers can be up and online, which is really good that it wasn't, but holy shit, they, Scalabots, they started picking us apart right away. We had to fall back. We had to go find another spot to, maybe regroup and come back at them again." And he goes, you blooded their nose a little bit. Taking out the enforcer was a good sign, but a real issue here is you're going to have to get your folks together, man. Fucking tell them to sack up." He goes, "Oh, okay. Well, I'm going to say he's going to roll a battle check." Nope, not at all. And Del Time kind of starts trying to radio, and he's like, "We need to get back together. We need to organize this force." And some of them are like, "Fuck that, man." They started cutting right through us. He goes, "Yeah, but it's the coalition. It's kind of what they do." Yakeem's like, "Man, you fucking suck at this. Hey, can I have that radio?" He goes, "Yeah, well, all right." So I'm going to give Yakeem, I'm going to give him a chance to give a persuasion roll. Okay. Wow, Yakeem. All right. So what inspirational thing is Yakeem gets a 6 on his persuasion check. Cuts through the clatter, and he's like, "All right, listen up, man. Not a single one of you fucking remembers what happened in Newtown if you think for a second that you get a chance to run away. Do you remember what they did to us? Do you remember them butchering us? Do you remember them killing off of our friends, popping their heads with micro explosives? No? Well, let me tell you another thing. Do you remember what the fuck they did to those of us who died? Not a one of you does. Because if you were, you wouldn't be fucking turning tail right now. Get your asses back in line. Get your guns up. Make sure that if you're going to go out, you're going to fucking go out with a blaze of glory. Leave a crater, sons. Don't even think about stopping this time." And, kind of hands the radio back, and he goes, "Man, what the fuck? I thought you were a juicer." He goes, "Well, it was kind of recent. I haven't even gone through the full conversion yet. I'm still waiting for it to kick in." "So you fucking kidding me? You're freshly juiced." He goes, "Well, yeah. There's not a ton, right?" Yakeem just goes, No, let me get this right. Julian sent you out here. You haven't even had your full conversion kick in yet. You'd still look a little underfed. And you're freshly juiced. And he gave you charge of a counteroffensive? He goes, well, yeah. I mean, Julian's been gone. Yeah, I know. He went out for his own mission. No. Julian hasn't been responding to anybody. Fuck you mean? Julian the First is gone. He goes, well, he left maybe, 6 days ago. Said he had something important to take care of. Took a couple of folks with him and just kind of, we haven't heard from him. Well, then who the fuck have I been talking to on the radio? We've been trying to make sure that appearances stay up. So, those of us at the upper levels, we've been trying to interpret Julian. We got to get back. Okay. Look, we got to turn this back. We got to turn this group back. We got to get the fucking coalition off our asses. Then when we get back, we got to go find fucking Julian. Well, yeah, okay. That makes sense. Are you going to lead the battle? No, man, he picked you for a reason. I don't know what the fucking reason is right now, but he picked you for a reason. He goes, oh, shit, I don't like this. I don't fucking like it either, son. All right, so we are going to raise the chaos factor up to a 6, as that did not turn out perfectly well. In addition, I had figured that this might become part of the story. Oops. But one of the earlier sessions where I had rolled for a remove character, I had rolled a meaning that I didn't kind of say over the radio, or I didn't say on the podcast, but it was not just remove character. When I rolled the meanings for it, it was remove leadership. So what I interpret that to mean, which I had written on here, was Julian is missing. And I didn't know when that was going to actually come up on the thread. So as we come back around, I'm going to go with the chaos roll. That's cocked. The chaos factor of 6. It's an 8. Okay, so it's a scene as expected. Now the question is, what is the scene that's expected? I assume that Yakim is going to rally for a counteroffensive, trying to get this group to move forward and at least knock the coalition states back even further before he tries to go back to Dodge City. It's 17, so yeah. Excuse me. And so Yakim turns back around. He goes, all right, here's what we need to do. We need to set up and we need to pretty much keep biting them as they run. He goes, okay, well, I think we might be able to do that. We've got enough speed to keep going. And so we're going to read, just to make sure that I understand how the mass combat rules work in this kind of situation. Setting rules, boop, 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 boop. Come on. Okay. At morale, battle ends. We're going to give another round, but I'm going to let's roll. I'm going to give it's a 3, so I'm going to say he loses 2 points. So the coalition officer in charge here, with some of his troops losing heart, some of them scatter. Some of the coalition troops themselves, as viciously loyal as they are, in the process, though, one of the Psy Stalkers and one of the dog boys just kind of disappear. Maybe they ran off. Maybe they just gave up. Maybe they were trampled underfoot. It reduces the force just a little bit. In addition, I would say just because of the counts, it means that a couple of the Skelebats damaged in the route or defects that occurred, which is why they didn't fight nearly as well. 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 versus 4. So the coalition still has a +3 on its roll just from count alone. But given the tactical advantage now, I'm going to give the JAL, I'm going to equal them out and say it's a +3. So it's enough now that they are going to be straight rolls. Okay. Now, with the -1, given the fact that he is now suffering from bumps and bruises, and it's the same day, they try to get back into the fight as quickly as possible. And so, Yakeem, I'm going to give him, this is at a -1, his shooting. It's a 4 and a 2. I'm going to throw some juice onto that. So that's a 4, so it's an 8 total -1. It's a shame that it's not a raise, but this gives a +1 to the commander. And then Keefe is going to give hers. It's a 9, so it's a +2. So it's an additional, so he's going to get a +6. So it's a +6 versus a +3. So it's an 8 total versus a 6. So they lose 2. The juicers lose 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 total. So 7 minus, what did I say? 2, 3, 4, 5. They lost 5. So it's a 2 versus. Okay. The juicers hold strong. Something about Yakeem's words kind of keep them together. Actually, let's see. That was with a raise, so one of the cool things, sorry that I'm just kind of speaking a little incoherently, I do that from time to time. Keefe had a roll with a raise, which means she emerges unharmed and rolls on the battle effects. So I want to give her a chance just to see what roll that she would get. Battle effects is 2d6. She rolled a 1 and a 5, so it's a 6 total. Valor, the warrior support adds +2 to the commander's battle roll as usual. Okay, so no real thing, but that flaming sword, she is kind of leading these juicers who are shocked to see a non-juicer, fighting so well. But in addition to that, they recognize the fact that she is a crazy. And there's this moment of like, all right, no, I can get behind this. She starts using some telekinetics to like shove Skelebots out of the way. So it's a +2, but now the coalition states, some of them actually, it's made up mostly. I'm actually going to say that right now, they're recognizing that they can't retreat, which means we're going to go into the next round of this mass combat. There's only a 2 chip difference between the coalition states and the juicers, which means that the coalition only gets a +2 to their rolls. And JL still has its +3 for the tactical advantage. Though Yakeem now has 2 points of fatigue on him. Let's see here. Does he? I'm trying to remember. I don't think they have a special ability. Biocomp. That is for emergency repairs. It's a healing roll. Super speed, super reflexes, uncanny reflexes. Does he have anything that allows him to... Now, I could have sworn, and I'm just reading through right now, just to make sure I understand. Yeah, the super endurance. They require only half the normal amount of sleep and gaining +2 on all fatigue checks. Okay, so here's what I'm going to say. The fighting continues, and the two groups find themselves just at the end of the first day. The juicers begin sleeping in shifts. Yakim with them. Though the coalition states, with a predominantly human force, they need a normal amount of sleep. So they kind of have a little bit of a fatigue starting to ripple through their groups. But of course, the Scalabots keep them well protected throughout the night. Excuse me. But as the juicers prepare for a midnight run, a lot of them start flicking on night vision goggles to help them peer through. There's the flashlights beginning to turn on, but the Scalabots don't need it. So we're going to go probably what's going to be into the last round of this combat. It's going to be 1 point of fatigue, so he's still at a -1. As Yakim gets a couple hours of sleep, comes back, ready to go, and starts shooting. So that's cocked. It's a 4 -1. I'm going to give him more burn, because... Alright, so that is with a raise. So let's give him the battle effects roll and see what he comes up with. So that is 4. Terrorize. The fighter's fury terrorizes her foes. The enemy commander subtracts 2 from his spirit roll if forced to test morale this round. May choose or give. I'm actually just going to... He's not going to use the terrorize. He's actually going to give the +2 as usual to the commander this round, because he recognizes that they're still massively outnumbered. Now we're going to go over to Keefe. She rolls a 7. She's not fatigued, of course, so she adds a +1. So now we go to the commander's rolls. So it is a D6 +6 versus a D8 +2. It's a 3 for the JAL, so 3 +6, that is a 9 total versus a 6. So both groups lose some of their forces, but they're on almost completely equal footing now. So we're going to go next round, though. Keefe takes 1 point of fatigue. It's cocked. Come on. That is a 6. Nah, I'm going to keep burning the burn die here because... So that's 6, total 8. So that is +2 more. It's a 5. Valor gets out a +2 to his commander's roll. It's awesome. And Keefe with hers is -1. That's 10. That blows up. Yep, she's going to add another battle roll. And she's going to add some battle effects to this too. 8. More Valor. Okay, so they both add +2. So that is going to give their commander a 7 to his roll. And the coalition states only have a +1. So it's a D6 +7 versus a D8 +1. Are you fucking kidding me? All right, well, that's a tie. Because he rolled a 1. The JAL rolled a 1, which, of course, with the +7 now makes it an 8. But then the coalition rolls a 7 with a +1, which makes it an 8. So both sides lose 1 force token. We are down pretty low on both sides. We're going to go, no matter what, this will be the last round, just simply because the juicers have gotten really low. They only have 1 force chip left, whereas the coalition has 2. Yakim tries to start evening the playing field. That blows up. As it's 17 total. All right, so he's going to do his plus. That is an 8 on his battle effects. Valor, it's +2. Okay. And now Keefe, -1. Oof. That puts her down to a 1, so she fails. She takes a wound, but doesn't add. So she is now wounded. And as an extra, that actually means she's down. That round of fighting, she takes a bad shot from one of the Scalabots and it leaves her gasping, waiting to hopefully be found. So it's a +5 versus a +1. Okay, so it's a 9 versus a 7. Both forces effectively get wiped out. The coalition state army, though, at this point is just obliterated. Yakim and Keef, before her untimely shot, go on a 2-person rampage, cutting through the Skelelots that are there, barely put together. Some of them look like they have been trying to repair themselves on the fly just before they start getting shot down. The dog boys come howling up just to kind of catch the outside edge of the flaming sword that Keef wields. But a Skelebot, in its last throes, takes a shot. It burns right through her leg just as one of the dog boys comes up, and he pulls his claws right down her chest. Yakim's not there in time to actually see it, but as he comes around, Keef, where the fuck are you? Fuck. Okay, gotta find her. As Del Time just starts yelling out, for the Juicer Army, with only 2 people next to him, they cut through and manage to bring down, in a pretty decisive shot, the officer who was running the coalition states and one of the side stalkers that was trying to keep him alive. And as the day breaks, the next dawn comes through. There's just smoking remains of everything. A lot of juicers dead or dying. We're going to roll. Let's see. Where did that book go? So, if we need to find out named extras, we're going to use the aftermath or extras rule on page 96, which is, I'm pretty sure that we roll a vigor check for each one. Come on. All right, so first and foremost, we're going to, it's a vigor check -1 for Keef. Her vigor is a D10. Oh no, she just rolled a 1 and she has no bennies. All right, let me just double check what the crazy ability is on healing. Let's see. A critical failure increases the victim's wound levels by 1. If this causes incapacitation, don't use the usual rules for taking damage. Lapses in and out of consciousness and makes a vigor roll every 12 hours. If the roll has failed, so she effectively has 2 wounds right now. That fails. Okay, Yakim. Oh no. Oh no. As Keef comes over, or as Yakim comes over, he stops what he's doing and he sees her lying there. And she's blinking in and out. The heavy shot that just seems to have taken her down, still leaving, it would have cauterized almost immediately, but it's not enough. Her body's trying to repair it, and Yakim comes down and goes, Hey, stay with me. Where you going, girl? And Keef just goes, oh, Yakim, they're all yelling at me right now. Can you just tell me something? Yakim's like, what? That you're gonna get out of here? You're gonna get out of here. I'm gonna fucking carry you out of here, and I need a medic. And she kind of turns. She goes, no. Can you tell Tani? Can you tell her she was a good girl? Tawny's not here right now, right? She's here. They're all in here. I'm just scared and it's really cold. Oh, okay? Hey, Tawny. Hey, Tawny, girl. You're, what did you always used to call me? You're bad boy. You're a rude boy. That's right. Your rude boy's right here. I ain't going anywhere. Neither are you. Hey, tell Tawny rude boy's looking out for her. As he looks down, she's already gone. He blinks. He lets her down. Fuck me. That's where we'll end for tonight. Excuse me. That's hitting me a little bit harder than I thought it was going to. I mean, I've lost characters before, but it always sucks. So we are going to take Tawny slash... we're going to take Tawny off of the character list. She is no longer with us. And so, as the results of this battle are going to reverberate, the JAL just barely managed to eke out a victory over a fairly larger coalition group. And discovering the fact that Julian is missing, I think is going to change the shape of what Yakeem's going to do next. But we will find that out in the next time. So, thank you, and have a good night.
Please join us on Patreon at patreon.com/DyingSigh. Gain early access to episodes, access to our Discord, and just generally help support the show. This game references the Savage Worlds game system, available at Pinnacle Entertainment Group at www.peginc.com. It is unofficial media content permitted under the Media Network Content Agreement. This content is not managed, approved, or endorsed by Pinnacle Entertainment Group. Certain portions of the materials used are the intellectual properties of Pinnacle, and all rights are reserved. Savage Worlds, all related settings, and unique characters, locations, and characters, logos, and trademarks are copyrights of Pinnacle Entertainment Group.